A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone and welcome to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And we're starting our 3-day story article today. It's a book called Molly's Pilgrim. But the first day relates a bit about to holidays. So let's warm up by thinking about what's your favorite holiday? What do you like about it?
你最喜欢的假日是哪一个呢？那你喜欢它的什么？ My favorite holiday is Chinese New Year. Lunar New Year. Because I can have a long vacation.
Okay.
And when I was a child, I could get red envelopes.
Yeah.
But not now anymore.
Oh, well, never mind. I would say UK holidays, I do have a soft spot for Easter. It's just the chocolate, really.
复活节.
Yeah, chocolate eggs, lots of chocolate. Chocolate rabbits, and hunting for them. Going on a hunt in my house or in our garden to find them. That's a lot of fun. In Taiwan, I kind of have a soft spot for Moon Festival.
哦，中秋节.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just the one I kind of like a lot. There's no real strong reason. Maybe the barbecues, but maybe it was the first one I really experienced in Taiwan. Dragon Boat was my first, but it came a bit early. I didn't know any part of Taipei. I just arrived, didn't quite get what was going on. So Moon Festival was more like the first one.
So your first experience.
First kind of real, like I know a few local people now and they can show me what's going on. Yeah. But what holiday are we going to be talking about as part of the first day of this story? Let's find out by reading through the article.
Molly's Pilgrim. Warm-up question. What's your favorite holiday? What do you like about it?
Molly is a new immigrant to the U.S. Her family is Jewish. They left Russia because they weren't safe there. Russian soldiers burned down their synagogue. Now in the U.S., they have religious freedom. However, Molly doesn't like her school in Winter Hill. Her English isn't perfect, so other students laugh at her. One girl, Elizabeth, is especially mean. Elizabeth says,
You look funny, Molly. You talk funny, Molly.
One day, the teacher, Miss Stickley, asks Molly to read a story out loud. It's about the first Thanksgiving.
What's Thanksgiving?
Molly asks.
You don't know about Thanksgiving.
Elizabeth asks.
Maybe you people don't celebrate American holidays. Word power.
Safe. Safe. There's a problem with my car. It's not safe to drive right now. There's a problem with my car. It's not safe to drive right now. Freedom. Freedom. In the U.S., people have the freedom to say almost anything. In the U.S., people have the freedom to say almost anything. Especially. Especially. Martin always makes good food, but yesterday's dinner was especially delicious. Martin always makes good food, but yesterday's dinner was especially delicious. Mean. Mean. Ron was mean to his sister. He broke her toy and laughed at her. Ron was mean to his sister. He broke her toy and laughed at her.
认识字汇
immigrant, immigrant, synagogue, synagogue, religious, religious.
So the article is Molly's pilgrim, and we start by introducing our main character. The article says, Molly is a new immigrant to the US.
Immigrant 这个名词呢，代表自外国移入的移民。An immigrant to a country， 那就是某国家的新移民。所以呢，我们的故事主角 Molly， 她是到美国的新移民。
Yeah, I'm an immigrant. I am somebody who has come from one country to live in another country. People can immigrate, that's the verb, for different reasons. Sometimes they do it for jobs, sometimes they do it to kind of get a different experience. It was a bit different for Molly, though. The article starts to explain this and says, firstly, her family is Jewish.
OK， 他来自一个犹太人家庭。那 Jewish 这个字呢，可以指犹太人或是犹太人的。那犹太人名词，我们用的是 Jew, J-E-W.
So this is a particular religious group, and they've kind of suffered a lot over the course of history. And we see that they, Molly's family, left Russia, so that's where they're from, because they weren't safe there.
OK， 所以这边告诉我们他们离开原本家庭、原本地方的原因。那看到一个动词过去简单式 left L-E-F-T， 它的三态原型是 leave。那我们现在先进到 Magic Box 听讲师讲解过去简单式的用法喽。
Magic Box。
中文里面没有什么动词时态哦，但是英文里面呢有现在式、过去式、未来式。除了时间要变之外，动词也需要伴随不同时间有不同的长相。哎呀，是不是每次在书上看到都觉得不飒飒？哎呀，看不懂嘞！哎呀，别惊啊，不要怕，不要担心哦。今天呢，就让我花妈来告诉你过去简单式的规则变化吧。首先呢，过去简单式呢，就是用来呢表示过去发生的动作，并且呢，这个动作在过去某一个时间点已经结束了。比方说呢，我昨天早上8点起床，煮完早餐之后嘞，玩了一下手机游戏。I played mobile game at 8 a.m. yesterday. 在昨天呢早上8点这个时间点呢，我执行了这个动作，而且呢那次已经玩好了，动作已经结束了。所以呢，这个时候我们就要搭配过去式的动词时态 played。不晓得大家有没有发现嘞 ？Played， 跟我们认识的现在式 play， 是不是长得不太一样啊？没有错哦，过去简单式动词呢，可是要变化的哦。首先最简单的呢，我们就是直接在后面加上 ed 就可以了。例如刚刚的 play，P-L-A-Y， 它呢就变成 played，P-L-A-Y-E-D。Open 打开呢就变成 opened。哎呀，怎么房子里面风这么大嘞？啊，因为早上开了窗户没有关。I opened the window this morning。我今天早上打开了窗户。那其他的变化呢？当我们遇到字尾已经有 e 的时候呢，就只要再加 d 就好了。比方说呢 ，move。M-O-V-E 移动这个动词呢，字尾已经是 e 了，所以呢，我们直接加上 d moved。OK，M-O-V-E-D。那再来呢，我们看到结尾是 y 的动词，比方说呢，像读书研究 study。OK， 这个字的结尾呢是 y， 我们呢记得就要去掉 y， 再加上 i-e-d。OK，S-T-U-D-I-E-D，studied。OK， 就是 study 的过去简单式。还有呢，动词字尾后面3个字母是子音、母音、子音排列，是谁嘞？比方说呢，像是 jog 慢跑这个单字哦，它呢是 J 子音加上 O 母音，最后结尾是 G 子音哦。子音、母音、子音，它的过去简单式呢就会变成 jogged。J-O-G-G-E-D。OK， 我们要重复字尾的这个子音了。那最后呢，有没有不规则变化的？当然有了，像是呢我们常用的 be 动词 am、is，OK， 它就要变成 was。 are，OK，它就会变成 were。还有呢，像是做功课的这个做 do， 或者是第三人称单数的 does， 它呢在过去简单式就会变成 did。这些呢就要靠你超强的记忆力啦。知道了怎么变化呢？我们已经看过肯定句的用法，那么否定句跟问句该怎么办？那就要用到助动词 do 啦。记不记得呢？刚刚有讲过 do， 它在一般动词的时候呢是不规则的变化。那助动词它的过去简单式呢也是一样的变化哦，不管是 do 或是 does 就变成 did 啦。我们看这个句子哦 ，Did you play mobile games this morning？ 你早上有没有玩手游啊？哎呀，阿爸呢就是在质问我，是不是怕花吗？我有氪金啊。No。I didn't play mobile games this morning. 没有啦，早上没有玩。疑问词呢，我们就倒装哦，把 did 放到句首。否定句的话呢，就用 did not 或是缩写的 didn't。OK， 注意到后面的过去简单式动词 played 就变成 play 原形了。过去简单式有没有学会啦
？Unfortunately, with this grammar, you do have to learn it and remember them. You need to remember which verbs are regular and can end with ed, and which are irregular and have different endings in the past tense. But we're looking at a different word here, aren't we?
我们等一下要看的是呢 safe 的用法。Safe 这个形容词呢，代表安全的。那相反字不安全的、危险的，我们可以用 unsafe 或是 dangerous。那当你听到 safe and sound 的时候呢，代表它是安然无恙的。So for example, luckily they arrived home safe and sound， 代表幸运的是呢，他们安然无恙的回到家。那还有一个说法是 better safe than sorry， 那就是安全总比后悔好，防范于未然的意思。那再来咯，你如果把字尾的 fe 改成 ve save，它就变成一个动词了，代表挽救或是救助。Save somebody， 那就是拯救某人。So for example, he can't swim, we need to save him. 那单字例句给的是呢 There's a problem with my car, it's not safe to drive right now. 我的车有问题，现在驾驶它并不安全。
Here's another example. You could say, don't stand so close to the road. You are not safe there.
那回到课文呢，我们说到啊，他们离开了 Russia 俄罗斯，因为在那边不安全。
Here's an example of what happened. The article says Russian soldiers burned down their synagogue.
Russia 是俄罗斯，那 Russian 就是俄罗斯的，他们做了什么事情呢？ Burn down 代表的是烧毁。
Yeah, to burn something down means to use fire to destroy it completely. We generally use it to talk about a building.
So what's the building here?
It is a synagogue. And a synagogue is like a temple or a church, and it's for Jewish people. It's where they go to pray, to study, and so on.
所以 synagogue 就是一种教堂，可是是犹太教堂。那俄罗斯的士兵呢，烧毁了他们的教堂。
Okay, so that's pretty bad. So they left Russia, they go to the US, and the article says now in the US they have religious freedom. So this is kind of a two-part idea. We'll start by looking at the word freedom, and then we'll go back and explore exactly what kind of freedom this is.
Freedom 这个名词呢，代表自由。那在台湾呢，我们有很多种的自由，像是 freedom of speech 言论自由 ，freedom of religion 那就是宗教自由，还有像是 freedom of assembly 那就是集会自由。那如果你把字尾的 dom 拿掉，你会看到 free 这个形容词，代表免费的、自由的。So for example, I got 3 free tickets to the baseball game. Would you like to go with me? 代表我有拿到3张免费的看棒球的票，你要不要跟我一起去呢？或者是你还可以说 What do you like to do in your free time? 你在你闲暇时间喜欢做什么？那 free 这边就是2种解释，免费的跟自由的。那课文例句给的是呢 In the US, people have the freedom to say almost anything. 在美国呢，人们有自由可以表达几乎任何事情。
Yeah, they have the freedom to say it, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing to say. We could also say people in North Korea have almost no freedom.
Right, 在北韩的人民就是没有任何的自由。
Right, and here we're talking about a particular kind of freedom, religious freedom.
所以课文提到美国人有 religious freedom， 就是 freedom of religion， 宗教自由。那你用形容词来形容 freedom 的时候呢，我们用的是宗教的 religious 这个形容词。那如果你说的是 freedom of religion， 那我们用到的是名词宗教。
So religious means to do with your religion, the god or gods you pray to, the rules you live by, and so on. And religious freedom is the freedom to pray to any god, worship who, and mostly how you like.
没错。
All right, so that's kind of good for Molly. They've come to the US, they can be Jews, they can go to the synagogue, they won't get it burned down. But the article says, however, Molly doesn't like her school in Winter Hill.
不过呢 ，Molly 并不喜欢她在 Winter Hill， 也就是东山的学校。Why not?
Yeah, why is this? The article explains her English isn't perfect. I mean, of course not. She grew up in Russia, probably speaking the Jewish language as well. And her English isn't perfect, so other students laugh at her.
Oh, it's not good to laugh at somebody. To laugh at somebody 代表的是嘲笑某人，所以 Molly 她来自俄罗斯，她的英文并不完美，这是当然的，所以其他学生嘲笑她 and that's probably why she doesn't like her school.
Exactly. So to laugh at somebody means to make fun of them, to laugh in a mean way, to make them feel bad, even though other people think it's funny. The contrasting expression is laugh with, which means you're all laughing together, no one's getting hurt by it. So one girl, Elizabeth, says the article, is especially mean.
Okay, but what does especially, the word especially mean? Let's find out. Especially 这个副词呢，代表尤其是、特别是。那这个副词里面藏了一个形容词，不知道同学们看出来，它叫做 special。好，所以呢，你可以用这样的方式去记它。那再来 ，especially 的同义字呢，我们也可以用 particularly。So for example, she's very bossy. She likes to order people around, especially her coworkers. 代表呢，她很爱指使人，喜欢命令人做事，特别是去命令她的同事。那再来，如果我们看到 especially for， 那就是特别为了，像是 I bought a new pair of sunglasses especially for the trip， 代表呢我特别为了这趟旅程买了新的太阳眼镜。那单字例句给的是呢 Martin always makes good food, but yesterday's dinner was especially delicious， 代表 Martin 总是能做出好吃的食物，但是昨天的晚餐特别美味。
So another example of how to use this adverb could be saying, yesterday was hot, but today is especially hot.
没错，特别热。
So we're saying Elizabeth is especially mean. The other students are kind of mean, but she is especially mean.
是的 ，especially 在课文当中啊，修饰 mean 这个形容词。那 mean 是什么意思呢 ？Let's find out.Mean 在课文当中呢，当形容词来解释，代表刻薄的。So be mean to somebody， 那就是对某人不好，对某人刻薄。So for example, why is he so mean to his girlfriend？ 他为什么对他的女朋友这么刻薄啊？另外呢 ，mean 还可以当作动词用哦，代表意指。代表什么？像是 What do you mean？ 你是什么意思啊？你说的话代表什么 ？What does this word mean？ 这个字的意思是什么？好，你可以用 mean 来说。那再来单字例句给的是呢 ，Ron was mean to his sister. He broke her toy and laughed at her. Ron 对他的妹妹很刻薄，他弄坏她的玩具，然后嘲笑她。
So a personal example here. My son thinks I'm mean when I tell him no.
Okay,
But he's got to learn.
Right. 那课文里面呢，这个很 mean 很刻薄、人不好的人是 Elizabeth。
Yeah.
她特别如此。
Here's an example of what she does. We see in the article, Elizabeth says, "You look funny, Molly. You talk funny, Molly."
Oh, Elizabeth is really mean. 她说 Molly 你看起来好奇怪哦，说话也很奇怪。
Yeah, it's really wrong to kind of single somebody out just because they look different or talk different or anything like that. Don't do it. So the article continues and says, one day, the teacher, Miss Stickley, asks Molly to read a story out loud.
有一天呢 Stickley 老师要 Molly 大声的朗读故事。
Yeah, so not just read it to herself sitting at the desk, but stand up and read it or put on a loud voice so everyone can hear. We see in the article, it's about the first Thanksgiving. So that's the holiday that got us all started.
OK， 所以这个故事就是老师要 Molly 朗读的故事呢，是关于第一个感恩节。
But what's Thanksgiving? Molly asks.
Molly 这边就问啦，可是什么是感恩节啊 ？She has no idea.
Well, which is fair enough, really, considering that it's only a holiday in 2 countries. But there you go. So, Elizabeth immediately starts to attack. You don't know about Thanksgiving? Elizabeth asks.
OK, Elizabeth 又来了，她就说呢，你不知道什么是感恩节？哦，然后可能要嘲笑她。
Right, and so then maybe she makes a slightly more intelligent guess. Maybe you people don't celebrate American holidays.
然后 Molly 又说，可能你们犹太人不太庆祝美国的节日吧。
This is probably a big shock to Americans that other countries have their own holidays instead of American ones.
Exactly.
But no, of course, she's from Russia. They don't have a Thanksgiving. Mind you, some people in Taiwan were shocked that I, a British person, do not celebrate Thanksgiving.
You don't?
We don't have one.
Oh, okay.
If anything, we were saying,
See, I didn't know that.
Thank you for kicking out the crazy people who went on to make America. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for today. Let's now go to our review time activity.
Review time.
So let's review some of the word power that we saw in today's article with some questions. For example, what freedoms do we have in Taiwan?
Oh, we have a lot of freedoms here.
Yeah.
Like what I mentioned, the freedom of speech.
Yes, we can say pretty much what we like. Sometimes we shouldn't say it, but still, we're allowed to.
Right, and we have religious freedom.
Yep, people can worship different gods, different religions, and so on. People have the freedom to vote for their own leaders. That's definitely something that happens. Okay, let's move on. When was the last time you didn't feel safe?
Oh, maybe it was when we didn't have any electricity in the house.
Oh,
a couple years ago.
Yeah, I guess during the COVID time, there's been a few occasions where I've thought, this is a little dangerous. Not too bad, but maybe when it gets really busy around garbage truck time and everybody is jumping in there. And yeah, then I'm like, I'll stay back out of that.
And they don't line up or wait for you to finish your thing.
Exactly. So did you have any mean teachers?
I am the mean teacher.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
No, I don't think I had any mean teachers.
I had strict teachers. They had rules, you had to follow them, but none of them were just like mean for no reason.
Right.
Okay. You want to ask me one then?
So when was the last time you were especially happy?
Oh, especially happy. I think my last birthday.
Your
which
last
was,
birthday?
Yeah, back in August.
Was it special?
Number 40. It's a big one.
40大寿啊，
Yeah, and so there were a few gifts coming over from my family, and I got to talk with them all online together. We had a good chat and opened up a lot of things with them. So yeah, that was a pretty happy, fun time.
Nice.
Okay, that's all the time we have for today. Join us again tomorrow for part 2 of the story of Molly's Pilgrim.
Molly's Pilgrim. Warm-up question. What's your favorite holiday? What do you like about it?
Molly is a new immigrant to the U.S. Her family is Jewish. They left Russia because they weren't safe there. Russian soldiers burned down their synagogue. Now in the U.S., they have religious freedom. However, Molly doesn't like her school in Winter Hill. Her English isn't perfect, so other students laugh at her. One girl, Elizabeth, is especially mean. Elizabeth says,
You look funny, Molly. You talk funny, Molly.
One day, the teacher, Miss Stickley, asks Molly to read a story out loud. It's about the first Thanksgiving.
What's Thanksgiving?
Molly asks.
You don't know about Thanksgiving.
Elizabeth asks.
Maybe you people don't celebrate American holidays. Word power.
Safe. Safe. There's a problem with my car. It's not safe to drive right now. There's a problem with my car. It's not safe to drive right now. Freedom. Freedom. In the US, people have the freedom to say almost anything. In the US, people have the freedom to say almost anything. Especially. Especially. Martin always makes good food, but yesterday's dinner was especially delicious. Martin always makes good food, but yesterday's dinner was especially delicious. Mean. Mean. Ron was mean to his sister. He broke her toy and laughed at her. Ron was mean to his sister. He broke her toy and laughed at her.
认识字汇
Immigrant. Immigrant. Synagogue. Synagogue. Religious. Religious.